Before we get into episode number 45 here at Atalanta, I just want to say a little bit of a thank you. Firstly, for the fact you're here watching this video, but also just for the support throughout this entire year of Football Manager. Of course, if you didn't see last episode, Champions League semi-final, today is the final episode that I will do as a Let's Player in this year's game. We will be holidaying into the future, of course, but we are here at Atalanta, and this is a battle for the Serie A title. Ourselves and Napoli are playing against one another because the league table is decided by head-to-head record, and because Napoli beat us 3-1 earlier on in the year, you were here for that. It means that for today's opening game, if we win the league. If Napoli win, they win the league. If it's a draw, we have to see them slip up on the final day of the season against Roma, and we have to win our final game. It's all coming down to this. It's going to be a blockbuster end. Hopefully, it's going to be a good note to bow out on. Let's do this. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing, and as I kind of said in the intro, thank you for being here. This is the end of FM22 content for me with this video. It's been wicked. I've had a great year of playing the game. Thank you for the ongoing support. If you are here watching this now, you are one of the hardcore of the hardcore. I appreciate you letting me be a near daily part of your life, and well, hopefully you're excited for another year of Football Manager content to come. As I've already said and set the scene, we're playing Napoli today. There was one match between the game last episode where we lost to PSG and today. It was a win against Verona, a 2-1 win. I thought this was going to be a really comfortable match. It very nearly wasn't. And when Eddie Salcedo scored against me in the 51st minute, I thought the game's scripted. Our former man scored against us. He's going to get more. Good news, he didn't. And even if we did miss a penalty with 20 minutes left, we held on just about in the end. And in the end, a 2-1 win is what we got. So as I've already mentioned with the league situation, this game against Napoli decides a lot. Depending on who wins it, they will win the league. If neither team wins and it's a draw, it does go down to the final day, but Napoli would have the better head-to-head record. And on the final day of the season, I believe, if we look here, they are going to be taking on Roma. Where are you, Roma? Here they are. Napoli are taking on Roma. We'd be taking on Sassuolo, who, well, at the moment, have nothing left to play for. They are safe for another year at the bottom of the table. So, as well as this game against Napoli, we will have the typical end-of-season stuff to talk about, as well as kind of, you know, a little bit of a summary of the series, looking at the history of the club, what we were able to achieve during our time here. Of course, we could end up having a second game if the draw happens, but this is essentially a little bit of a cup final, which I kind of enjoy as a situation to end the year on. In terms of our team for this match, I think this is the team I want to go with. There's a few tired legs in there at the end of a very long season. I'm just wondering if I actually want to play Pobega here or not. I could bring in someone like Ricci. I could bring in Luiz. I could bring in DiMarco. You know what? DiMarco, I trust. Zaniolo looked good against PSG through the middle. I'm going to hope that he can do it against Napoli today. The rest of the team is full strength. Let's get into this. So away from home games are never simple, and this is a pretty high stakes one. The winner wins the league. What a cool ending to have to the season. Sometimes with league endings, there's not a lot on the end, but, you know, in terms of stakes. But for us to be playing the team who are right next to us in essentially a cup final to decide the title, I absolutely adore kind of as a situation that's emerged. We are, by the way, just about, I was going to say we're guaranteed second at the very least, but actually not technically because Milan could still win their last two games. But yeah, we should get second in the league at the very least, but I want to go that one step further. I'm hoping that as we play in our green third kit for this season, we can get the job done. Raspadori plays it forward to Thiago Almada, who hits it. And I'll tell you what, Thiago Almada scores some really, really nice goals for us. He has scored in the top corner there. Raspadori plays him through 6 minutes into this game. Maybe, just maybe, our experience of playing high-stake games like this one is going to come up clutch. Raspadori plays it to Almada on his left foot, smashes it into the top corner, makes it 1-0. 18 minutes played, a goal to the good, a second goal, and maybe I'll start to party. Maybe I'll start to inflate the balloons, get the party poppers out, and, well, potentially celebrate what would be a title win. Of course, if we win this game, we would be, well, 3 points clear of them. We would technically still need a point on the final day of the season, depending on the margin of victory, because, of course, they beat us 3-1 previously. So it's not quite as simple as I've made out. But if we could get a really emphatic result, it'd put us in a great situation. And given the fact we're taking on a team towards the bottom, I'd like to think that we'd beat them comfortably anyway. Maybe I'm showing a bit of pretentiousness here towards the rest of the league and Napoli by disregarding the fact that, well, we could still bottle it on the final day. But But we look good here, and we look confident. Sesko has the ball dispossessed, but Zaniolo to DeMarco. Can he get the ball in? He does. Zaniolo on his left foot, holds it up. DeMarco with it, and working it around nicely between them. Is there an end product? There is just about. The shot was blocked. It's fallen to Raspadori. It is 2-0 here. Raspadori was provider for the first. He's goal scorer for the second. Our head-to-head record now with Napoli is 3-3. I believe because of that, it would go to goal difference. Our goal difference is about 20 goals better. So if things stay as they are right now, the title is won. That said, I feel like there's more goals in this game, and there could be one here. They've headed it against the post. We clear it away just about. Sesko now does have the ball, all on his lonesome, wandering into a wide area. Musa just behind him for some support, but runs straight into danger. We've looked really good to start this game, but we can't disregard Napoli just yet. But a further goal for us would secure us the title today. If we could win by 3 goals, we are the winners of Serie A, and we don't have to worry about that final day. Scalvini, Tonali. Can we get the ball forward? Knocking it around at the back, as we do best. Scalvini with the ball. Options down the line. Goes all the way back to Marco. Polo. Might be the last time I ever do that. So drink it in, everyone. Bastoni with the ball now to Zaniolo. Has Dean Marco on the overlap. Can DeMarco get it in? He can. Sesko on the volley. Alex Merritt makes a superb stopping goal there. We're 2 goals to the good, and we've had good chances in this game, but there's not been that many of them. And with 5 minutes left of the half, this game still has a whole lot riding on it, and it's anything but done just yet. We do have a chance here, though. DeMarco, left foot, hits it from range. The free kick just over the bar. Corner for Napoli. Vargas whips it in. Scalvini heads it away to Raspadori. Could we launch the counter-attack here? He is carrying the ball, the Italian. He threads it to Sesko. One-on-one with the keeper. And Sesko, I'll tell you what, I don't feel like he's been in the best of form to end this year. Merritt makes another superb stop. It remains at 2-0 here. There is still the corner, and oh my word, he's made another stop. Can someone stop this goalkeeper doing these things? Marco could never. I mean, we do have another corner here. 40 seconds left the half. Sesko heads it, and Merritt makes another stop. How many shots on target have we had here? Apparently we've had 7 to end the half. He has saved 5 in the first half. A flurry of chances there to end things, but at the break, still 2-0. So just as a little recap, as things stand right now, we will be 3 points ahead of Napoli, and the head-to-head record will be 3-3 on aggregate. As a result of that, they nearly score. It would go down to goal difference, and if we just have a quick cheeky peek at the goal difference, our goal difference is like 21 goals better. So if it stays as it is right now, we are, but in all but name, Serie A champions. That said, I mean, Napoli have created stuff here. I can't afford to kind of underestimate them and disregard them. They've had chances, they've had opportunities, they've caused us issues, and while Beto is through on goal here, he's hit it, Marco makes a good stop. Both goalkeepers showing some really good form in this game. Tonali's not having the best of matches. I'm somewhat tempted to take him off, but actually, I'm going to take off Mancini, and I'm going to bring in Pepetti, I think. Mancini to end the year, he's been unhappy about the lack of kind of a new contract. I do feel like that has seeped into his performances on the pitch. He has not been good enough this kind of tail end of the season. Bastoni with a throw-in down the line to Raspadori, who's been at the heart of everything we've done, not just in this match, but also in this whole save game, I feel like. Raspadori's just been, well, one of the best signings that we've made for just over 20 million. Ball at Sesko's feet, takes it round one, slots into the bottom corner. I'd like to issue a public apology to Benjamin, because I questioned his form as of late. He took that personally, and he's made it 3-0 here. He took the ball down, and then it was a really, really confident little jink to get it inside to kind of beat his man. Little fake out, little shuffle to the left, and with that, the channel opened up. He strikes it low, he strikes it hard. Keeper can't get down to it. It's 3-0. It's been a really, really good team display, this performance. Everyone has pulled their weight just about. Pepetti's come in as well and, well, done everything that's been asked of him thus far. A 4th goal would probably put this beyond doubt with 19 minutes left. So we're going to keep on the hunt for it, as we do have the ball here. Pepetti and Bastoni knocking the ball around. Goes all the way back to Marco. Napoli are attempting to press with Beto, but it's difficult for him to press all on his lonesome. And well, Scalvini bringing the ball out. Musa dinks it. Sesko takes it down. Can he score a second? He can't. Keeper makes another great stop. Alex Merritt has kept Napoli in it. You can kind of see why they're as high as they are in the table, Napoli. With goalkeeping like this, they are just, you know, there's going to be games where they just stole away points they probably didn't deserve. 7 minutes left. I mean, Napoli on the attack all of a sudden. If they get a goal back here, head-to-head aggregate scoreline would be 4-4. And, well, with that, it could all change, and it still could all change. It is now 4-4 on aggregate. We are still ahead of them. We do have the better goal difference, but I'm nervous now for the last 7 minutes. We attempt to play it around at the back. DeMarco caught in possession. Alberto just has no one around him. Tugs it away. 3-1 here. I mean, at least we've not had a boring 0-0 to end the series. 2 minutes left on the clock. If Napoli get a goal back here, we would have to play the final game and still win it. And Bastoni has just given away a penalty. I spent £115 million on that, man. If Napoli score here, we'd go ahead of them. But with worse to head, we would have to win our final game of the season. Can Marco come up clutch? The penalty's given. Can he make the stop the keeper? Oh, my word. Of course, if Napoli get a draw here, if they could get 2, which, I mean, they could still do with 4 minutes left. If they get another, they would be ahead of us on head-to-head going into the final day. It's Atalanta 3. It's Napoli 2. They have the better head-to-head record all of a sudden, and we'd still have to avoid a defeat on the final day of the season. That is how this game is going to finish. It is 3-2. And whilst that late goal might look a little insignificant, it gives Napoli a crumb of hope, a crumb of comfort. If they beat Roma, if we lose to Sassuolo, they'd go above us. We really shouldn't lose that final game, but I can't help but be nervous. That final game of the season is 8 days away. We're going to get straight to it. Sassuolo away, a draw's enough. Let's go win Serie A again. If I lose this game and I end up bottling it for my last video on this game, I will never live it down. I was secretly hoping we'd have things all wrapped up before this game, but we're here for it. Final game of the season against Sassuolo. If we win this, we win the league. If we draw here, we win the league. If Napoli don't win, we win the league. There's lots of ways we can win the league. If we lose and Napoli win, we come second. That is the only thing and the only way we don't finish as champions today. In terms of team news, we are ending things on a high in terms of the fact Zakayan is going to come in and start alongside Almada in the middle. Zaniolo is going to slot onto the left-hand side where, of course, we have been training him. Elsewhere in the team, of course, that means DeMarco's going down to the bench. Raspadori picked up a little bit of an injury. As a result of that, he can't start today. So Luca gets the nod for our final match. And, well, hopefully this is going to be a comfortable win. Marco to Mancini. Bastoni, Marco. Out from the back, we attempt to play it. If they go a goal up, I might start to panic a little bit. You'll probably start to hear it in my voice. But I want to believe against Sassuolo, we can get it over on them. The thing is, they've scored immediately. Oh my gosh. Imagine if I'm sat here hoping that Roma, who I stole Zaniolo from, can beat Napoli. Or draw against Napoli to win us the league. We're a goal down here. Sassuolo score inside 4 minutes. Imagine if this all happens like this. And we'll be looking back on that Bastoni penalty that he gave away as the worst moment in Atalanta Football Club history. That might be a little bit melodramatic, but the point still stands. It is not good for us. Also, we don't need our formation. We need the latest scores. Roma, you might be needing to do us a favour because so far in this game, we have not shown up. Nothing has happened in our favour. No shots, no goals, less possession, but maybe a chance here. Tonali, Zakayan, wide to Musa. 2 big meaty men in the middle. Sesko and Luca there. Ball floated in. Luca wasn't under it. And Vaslik collects. If they get a second, I really have to start to panic. We have been so poor in this opening kind of phase of the game. It looks like we've just been stunned by the occasion. The early goal has really, well, it staggered us. It's knocked us back. We need to recover. We need to regain our footing. A goal would certainly help us do that. Hoping that maybe with Zakayan on the pitch, he can have one of his many moments of magic he's had over the years. Luca plays it forward. Almada with the run, hits it, drags it wide of the post. That was a really good opportunity. Free kick for Tonali, deep in their half. Floated in, Luca free header, just over the bar. Vaslik now with a goal kick. Lumps it forward, Tonali. Zaniolo dispossessed by Malcolm. I mean, we still have the ball here. Mancini, Scalvini, Almada, Tonali. We look confident in possession, but if we give it away like we do there, we could get caught out in transition. Mancini back to Marco. He gets it away to Zaniolo. I don't feel comfortable without us at least getting, well, back into this game with the draw. Of course, a draw would be enough. 1 goal is all we need, although I'd like to think that the more is possible than that. Nice little bit of play here down the left-hand side. Zaniolo, the number 7, floats it in. Sesko free header, finds the back of the net. Goal number 33 of the season. Let's all just calm down a little bit. Let's all just take a moment. In through your nose, out through your mouth. It's all fine. I'm calm. And, Zaniolo out on that left-hand side. Turns out he can play left mid. He might not have learnt it yet. He may never learn it, because once I leave the club, the AI probably won't train him or play him at left mid. But he's doing the job for us here in this game. It's 1-1 in our match. Still 0-0, or at least it was still 0-0. Napoli have just taken the lead. With that, we are only 1 point ahead of them, with the worst head-to-head record. And at the break here, it's 1-1. I'm far from pleased. We have to do more in the second half. Okay, an early goal. That's what I'd like. That's the order of the day. That would be nice. Bastoni chips it forward to Sesko, takes it down. Can he finish it? It's a very difficult chance to finish. It's not too difficult for that man, though. I criticised him. I said he's not been good enough with his finishing. That right there was a really, really nice finish. That was an almost impossible situation, it looked like, for him to score from. Mancini, Tonali, Mancini, I think it was Bastoni, played a big searchy ball forward. Sesko took it down. I thought he'd maybe gone a bit wide here, but he's found a gap. He's found a space. He's dinked into the bottom corner, and it's 2-1. If we get a third, maybe I'll start to inflate the balloons. Maybe then I can actually start to celebrate another Serie A title. Almada, Sesko, could give it back to Almada. Musa's on the overlap. Options queuing up in the middle. Laid towards Sesko. It was an ambitious ball. Vaslik has read it. We've started this second half really, really well. Much better than we started the first half, where, of course, we went a goal down. And, well, we could be on the attack again here. Sesko to Luca. Hits it from range. It's blocked away. We are really kind of cranking up the pressure, it feels like here. Pressing high, trying to force a turnover in possession. But Sassuolo play it out nicely, and, well, they could create something here. Unas with it. Hits it from range. Just a little reminder there, this game is not done yet. It's 2-1 in this game. We've had 3 goals, but there's only been 8 shots on target. It's not been a goalkeeping masterclass so far in this game. With 25 minutes left, I'm going to make some changes. Zakayan, he's not had that fairy tale ending. I'm going to bring in Ricci. Elsewhere, Luca has not been playing particularly great. Raspadori's coming back from injury, but I want him on the pitch for our final game. He's a man who I think can really contribute. So, Luca, thank you for your services. You're coming off. And, well, can we get another goal? Ball back post. Sesko hits it. For his hat-trick, it would have been. He was offside. It wouldn't have counted. Zaniolo with the ball. Back to Bastoni. Tonali, Zaniolo. Nice build-up play here. Can we get the ball forward? Almada to Ricci. Deflected his way, but we'll make the most of it, perhaps, because Musa's through. Musa drags it wide. 15 minutes left. I mean, Sassuolo looking to go direct, looking to get the ball forward quickly. Unsuccessfully on that occasion. Now we look to bring the ball forward ourselves. Ricci to Sesko, who's on for the hat-trick. Lays it unselfishly to Almada, who hits it, forces the keeper to make a save, and it remains 2-1 here. We'd have to concede 2 to bottle it, but I really want a third goal to just make it game, set, and match. Could it happen here? No, Sesko heads wide. Napoli in their game, by the way, still winning 1-0. A win for them, not enough as long as we don't lose. And while barring a very late swing in this game, I think this is a game that we are going to win. Raspadori, Sesko. Raspadori looks to play it wide. Bellanova reads it and collects. And now the ball's played forward to Unas. Scalvini, though, homegrown at club, through the academy. He wins the ball. He wants to win Serie A again. I want to win Serie A again. Bastoni. Ricci with the ball to Almada. Lovely build-up play. Can there be a bit of end product? Sesko, Tonali, Raspadori, Ricci. The build-up play superb. Is there a finish there? There isn't. We've hit the woodwork again. Oh my word. How is this only 2-1? I don't know. I don't need to worry, I don't think, because there's 2 minutes left. Time is just trickling away here. And with 50 seconds left, unless we concede 2 goals in less than a minute, this is done. Atalanta will be champions. We could have done it more convincingly. We could have done it with a little bit less drama, but it's less interesting that way. Bastoni to Tonali. Is there a final goal? There very nearly was. We hit the woodwork again. Let's end things here. It's all done. We will be champions. And, well, there was one last chance to end things. It's not going to result in anything. It's 2-1 here. That's game over. And with it, we win the league. Sesko with 2 goals, the all-important goals. Saw us come back from behind in this one. We didn't make things easy for ourselves. And actually, you can see, looking at the table, Napoli in the end did win. It was not enough. we do finish above them. Bit sad that we don't get the trophy ceremony, but sometimes it just doesn't play in FM22. Just FM22 things. Nevertheless, a great win for us, a 2-1 win. With that, we do the double. It was the Super Cup in Serie A. Does it really count? I'll let you guys be the judge. It's our 4th successive Serie A win, and to be honest, it's not a bad way to bow out with things, and now there's players wanting new contracts. They're not getting any off me. That my successor can deal with all the unhappy players that want new deals. That's not my problem. So we are officially at the end of our final season here with Atalanta. The season review has come through. You can see here, Bastoni, 11 assists from left centre-back. That is not too shabby. Zaniolo also had a really good impact, actually, after he came in January. Apparently, Bastoni was a D. Board thought we overpaid. Look, we might have overpaid slightly. He's still labelled as the signing of the season. He got 4 player of the matches as a centre-back. I think that it's ridiculous that he's considered a D. What would I know, though? So you can see here the final league table. 3 points clear in the end. We were selling out consistently, and Raspadori ended up being our top goal scorer in the league. In terms of reputation, no changes there. From a revenue perspective, a little bit of an increase in certain areas, of course, in terms of broadcast revenues. Not as much as last year, which is a little bit interesting. I'm not sure why that's so much lower than the previous season. If you happen to know, answers on a postcard, let me know. In terms of teams of the season, not too shabby. A sea of green for average rating. Scalvini on a 7.78 fills me with joy. Almada, Ricci, Musa, DeMarco, Tonali, Lucasesco. Yeah, not a bad little team we amassed here. So a few different records broken by players here. You can see Raspadori with 29 goals scored in the league was a record. Luca got 4 goals in a season in a match. Player of the match record set by Sesko. Really gives you an idea of how good our strikers were, that all 3 of them broke different records. Of course, we did set a record for the highest fee spent and the highest fee received in Atalanta history. I still can't quite believe we got £60 million for Notto, who, I'll be honest, look, he had a good goal scoring record. He was not a £60 million signing for Inter Milan. The Atalanta overall best 11 for the entire series. You guys can let me know what you make of the selections. Any players who should be here or shouldn't be here. When I look at this team, it's hard to dispute too many. Maybe Venus kind of sneaking in out on the left-hand side is a bit of a rogue one. But nevertheless, he's one of my favourites. He's done well. In fact, he's the only player in the entire starting 11, with the exception of Marco, who hasn't scored a goal for us. And to cap off a wonderful series, Atalanta win the Fair Play Award. So we won it playing fairly. What a beautiful sight. So just have a look through a couple of the little kind of screens that you see within the game to wrap up this series. You can see here, of course, our league history. There is the 4th season yet to be added on, but 4 Serie A titles won. In terms of landmarks, you can see some of the stuff we achieved over the years. No Champions League win, but besides that, it's fair to say we achieved, well, quite a lot in our time. In terms of the record holders, you can see some of them here. Raspadori with the most league goals scored by a player, 121 to his name. That's not too bad. Elsewhere, he also had the most goals in the season, most league goals in the season. Highest average rating went to Sesko, and fastest goal, Raspadori. I'm going to leave this screen up. You can pause it and have a look through. There's a few different records that we set here, of course. A lot of them do precede our time at the club. Just looking at my manager profile, best opinion, Jurgen Klopp. Worst opinion, the Juventus manager, Bielsa. Bielsa is a baby. You heard it here first. Stop crying, mate. He wishes he could be as good as me. In terms of the kind of manager history, you can see here as well. Total value of players bought, 816 million. Value of players sold, 776 million. We did a fair amount of wheeling and dealing in our time. And over the last 1,771 days, a win percentage of 30%. 725 goals scored for, 301 against. Not a bad time here at Atalanta. And looking at the Club Hall of Fame, despite everything I achieved, I'm only listed under favoured personnel. I'm not going to take it too personally, but I am slightly offended. As is always the case with these kind of Let's Plays on the channel, I will be holidaying into the future. We will see what becomes of Atalanta upon my departure. And for you guys who support over on Patreon, the save files for this save game will be available very, very soon. They'll then be available a week later for everyone else who has been enjoying this series. Anyway, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. Thank you for watching this series. I appreciate the love massively. Hope you're excited for FM23 content, hopefully very, very soon. I'm excited for the beta. You should be too. Until next time, take it easy. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm out.